Fiancé vanished on our wedding day, colleagues fueled rumors that led to his family's fake death excuse. Now I'm working amidst chaos. My 28/F fiancé, 32 male, and I are dating for 2 years and engaged since 1 year. We both are doctors. We met through a matchmaking app and connected instantly. He was a very mature, handsome guy, working in a corporate hospital. Matching the caste is a mandatory thing in our community, and we were from the same caste, but our subcaste was different. He was more like a mentor to me. He motivated me to study, be more vocal about my issues. Even in workplace, when I had troubles with my coworkers, he used to tell me to confront them, give no damn about anyone who has problems with me, ask me to fight them, stand my ground and just focus on my work and studies, get fit, etc. This led me to have clashes with my coworkers, and I actually didn't give any damn about any of them, but me and my future life with him. I got to know that one of my coworker, 29/F, told others in my workplace that my relationship was toxic and my man is manipulative and is instigating me to create all the fights I've been creating with them. I had so many clashes with her in the past also. She is very loved by everyone in my workplace, and whenever there is problems between us, everyone will take her side. She is also married recently. Her husband is not very good looking and not making enough money as my fiancé. I always felt that she was jealous of me getting a man way above my league, while she could not, despite being prettier than me. It pissed me off and I had a huge fight with her, and now no one in my workplace is talking to me. But honestly, I didn't give much damn about them. I always felt they are all a bunch of jealous folks who got pissed because I got a man who is a high achiever and handsome and make a good amount of money, supports me. Fast forward, it was our wedding day. My parents booked and arranged everything, took care of all the expenses. Everything was ready and perfect. I got ready early morning and was waiting for the groom's party to arrive. But no one showed up. My parents sensed something was wrong. They called his father and they said, someone just died in their family and it would be better to postpone the wedding. We all were shocked. I tried calling my fiancé and he didn't pick the call. After a while, we got to know from a common family friend that the groom's side don't want this wedding and they just lied about the death as an excuse to cancel the wedding. I was traumatized. The reason they were doing this was our difference in subcaste, it seems. But we never had any problem with subcaste during our entire dating period. I was devastated. I felt it as someone's foul play, talking trash about me to his family or him. My doubt arose about the coworker I had problems with. I decided to confront her, called her out in public in the workplace. Everyone else gathered against me and called me insane. I am completely devastated. My fiancé blocked me from all platforms and I have to work in the same place for another year due to contract requirements. I am completely cast out in my workplace. I don't understand what went wrong and who did this to me. Ada for confronting my coworker for destroying my relationship? I think you should seek out therapy to deal with the stress of this very difficult time. My impression is that you're jealous of your coworker's relationship. Even though he isn't as handsome as your ex, they're probably a happier couple. You're projecting, she isn't the jealous one here. A good therapist can help you heal and grow. Why the hell do you presume that I am jealous of my coworker's married life? She settled for an average guy, which once I have told her myself. She was telling me, looks and money don't matter to her and she truly found her soulmate in her husband, which I'm sure, she was telling to console herself. He is not even a doctor and someone from an entirely different profession, which is again very incompatible. All this are to paint herself as a happily married woman, while in fact she is just jealous I had a perfect relationships, everything was right. I don't have any other enemies than this bunch of toxic coworkers. She might have even used her connections within our same professional circle to do harm to me. Directly confronting her was not a very smart move I feel at this point, but should have collected some evidence to prove my point. But my gut told me to do so at that point. You chose to care about those superficial things and look where it landed you. Ada community, Uda Op, proceeds to argue at literally every comment. Dear Op, you are on the page Ada literally. If people say Uda, you need to have balls to take it. Don't assume you can just ask and everyone will support you no matter what. That being said, no one deserves being left out on their wedding day. I hope you recover from this trauma and get better. More power to you. Created the account just to clarify certain things as a coworker of ours recently took it to Reddit to accuse us falsely for her broken marriage scenario, not exactly an Ada scenario. Long post alert, tried to include whatever I can. Few of our colleagues who are active on Reddit has recently shared with us the post about one of our coworkers' recent post accusing us for breaking her marriage. Initially we tried to ignore thinking it as a childish rant and as we didn't want any more workplace drama. But since the concerned person's story is quite infamous here in the workplace that one of our colleagues even asked us they didn't think we were this toxic. So, this post is just to clarify any doubt for the readers and to avoid any more serious allegations further. I, 28/F, have been working with this said coworker for past 3 years. We all are contract-based doctors. Although, I am not that particular coworker she accused of, but, we collectively decided to clarify things and avoid tarnishing our name further. I would be happy to answer any more queries if anybody have it. Things were pretty cool at work initially, but soon we started noticing this particular girl, let's call her Zara, 28/F, being little weird at work. Initially it was like, she escapes during the duty hours, which puts the extra burden on us, skipping her duty days telling she had already finished her duties as per roster, which is false, getting offended for every small joke by anybody, very rudely back answering the senior colleagues, yelling to us in front of patients during consultation hours, ignoring work and doing her personal things during duty times, etc. Initially we tried to ignore it, but it kept on getting worse day by day. It was like we doing the free labor for her, while she used it as a free opportunity to mind her own things, which was totally professionally unacceptable. One day, it was extreme, that she blatantly denied during the duty I did for her as a cover. She was to replace that for me. I brought it to her attention thinking it is obvious she would take it up. But to my surprise, she told me she had already done all her supposed duties for the month, and I should approach the other co-worker she actually bombed in the post. Let's call her Mira, 29/F. I am a not so directly confronting person, so I asked Mira to help me out and cover the duty for me. It was actually unfair to ask her that, as it was not her obligation, but to just avoid drama. But she took her stand and told me, we should not let this pass by, and if we do, she will continue taking advantage of the situation. So, Mira tried to explain to Zara with the duty roster, as it would be Zara's turn to compensate the duty I did for her. She lashed out at her in front of the patients and attendees. Zara took it to a level of street fight. She started taking the fight to a personal level, completely failing to see that she was the wrong one here. We left it there, and moved forward. But definitely by this time, we all kind of felt a resentment towards her. It kept on happening many other times. The problems manifolded since she started talking to this one guy, who she only cruelly told us, tells her to shut us all down and focus on her work. She never cooperate with any of us for any work. She will make sure it's we against her always. Work became entirely difficult just because of this one person, so we decided to report it unofficially to our senior colleagues who were also burned by her few times. They suggested we all collectively approach our chief and address this, and we did. Chief is kind of diplomatic person, who would do anything to neutralize the situation diplomatically, which came into her favor, and she kept on doing all the shit anyway. But by this point, she took it to a personal revenge against Mira, as she thought she was the one who was instigating all of us to go to war against us, which is not the case, as Mira spoke for all of us. She repeatedly complained about Mira, making personal accusations against her. She skipped this part in her post about how toxic of a relationship she actually was in, which we could only see. In duty hours, she will be on phone with her fiancé for hours, using one of the departmental room as her own personal room, locking the door from inside, as if it's her bedroom. Mind you, he is also a working doctor, who must be very aware of how unprofessional it is. Some days she would continuously cry and throw tantrums at others after those phone calls. Nobody had any intention in getting to her personal world, to gossip about it, but it was more than obvious that people started talking about it. Sometimes, she overshares some of her problems with one junior colleague, the mama's boy thing and all, which again became a talk. She only brought this on herself. She boasts about her fiancé continuously to even the interns she met just yesterday, even they came and told us, she is quite weird. She even started giving off free relationship advices to people. Lol. All we could think was, is the said guy blind enough to date her, or maybe he is going to be worse than her? Whenever she gets chance, she take dig on Mira's husband and marriage. We have met her husband, he is a fine-looking, hard-working gentleman, we even went out to dinner with him, they are a happy couple. And Mira started glowing after marriage, even though their life is just regular and normal. They are currently expecting a baby. Maybe all this pissed her off, while she was crying daily or throwing tantrum out of her personal frustration. She didn't invite me or Mira for her marriage, while she invited everyone else present in front of us, even the very junior colleagues. We felt bad, but oh boy, we didn't want to see her wedding day drama. So, few of them went to attend the wedding and came back and told all the drama happened there. No one wanted to see a girl getting stood up on her wedding day, so we empathized with her. We were all very considerate with her on the day she came back. But suddenly out of the blue, she stormed to Mira and started accusing that she had done something to cancel her wedding. Out of the blue. She was being completely delusional. Mira asked her proofs, which she didn't have. We don't even know her fiancé personally, nor any of her family. I pity them in fact to get tangled with her. Mira completely broke down, and she is currently 4 months pregnant and started hyperventilating. We all rushed to help her and called Zara crazy to behave that way. Mira left early that day and wanted to report the issue. But her husband told her not to entertain any further drama between us, and he and her family met with chief and filed an official complaint. From next day, Zara pretended like nothing happened and started completely immersed in her books and personal work. None of us obviously wanted to interact with her. Mira completely ignores being even near to her as she finds it mentally draining. We thought all the drama is over, but after about a month, this post came up and it shocked us all that she is still carrying the sinister grudge against us all. The bride and team were ready and waiting. The groom's side was supposed to come to the venue together. The people who attended said, the hall was almost empty with only few relatives from her side, but no one formed the guy's side. They thought, it might be a very intimate ceremony. After a while, as they were waiting in the lounge, Zara called one of the colleague attended and told the wedding is postponed as someone from the groom's side of family died. She specifically asked them not to come anymore, but they went on to check on her and she kind of disappeared. Even her entire family disappeared, which is imaginable. but already people present there were talking that it seemed like a lie. It was very obvious that the groom's party altogether planned not to attend. It is unfortunate to happen to anyone. Make sure you and your colleagues keep a log of what she's doing, saying, and make sure your bosses are aware. She is absolutely making work a hostile environment for you all, we stated, collecting evidences. Even our WhatsApp group was full of her shitty comments and accusations, which she deletes in no time. We started taking screenshots, recording calls, etc., just in case. Chief is kind of a soft man, she easily manipulates him. AMD turned things into her favor. She often plays the victim card when there is issue with us, and female card when it comes to any male senior colleagues complaining about their, "Hi all, Zara here, yes, it's me, original op, you asked for more, so buckle up." I kind of wish this was all a bad fever dream, but apparently, I can still type, so let's do this. Time for a new chapter, because things just got way weirder. So, after posting here, things escalated in a way I never expected. Someone sent my ADA post, and the colleague's response, to everyone in our hospital WhatsApp group, even including the new batch of interns. If humiliation was a cardiovascular event, I was having a full-blown cardiac arrest. I took the general advice and started therapy, online at first. My new therapist says I might have boundary issues. I say my boundary is now a viral meme on Med Twitter. Yes, someone screenshot my post, censored our names, and titled it Ward Wars, the unauthorized biography. Several residents changed their WhatsApp display names to Team Zara or Team Mira, which would be funny if it didn't give me palpitations every time I had to ask someone for a signature. After the big accusation, yes, I already apologized, for real. After reflecting on how bad it was, I tried to keep a low profile. But Mira's family did file a complaint, and she gets preferential night shifts to avoid running into me. Fair, I guess. The latest? She went into early labor scare, baby's fine, but anxiety. Somehow there's a rumor I caused it, and her mother started a WhatsApp prayer group with my name in the prayer request. May the workplace be free of stress and dark energy. Subtle. After I got hit with causing a hostile work environment, HR letter for the win, I realized my every move was being screenshotted, voice recorded, and God knows what else. I'm basically living in my personal season of Big Brother, the clinic edition. But here's where it gets wild. Someone created a burner Reddit account pretending to be Zara's ex-fiancé's cousin and posted a scathing review about my family, which makes me think someone from the groom's family is reading this. If you're here, tell Ravi I still want my Netflix password back. More weirdness. Anonymous tips to HR claimed I've been tampering with patient records, which is the purest fantasy since Grey's Anatomy called all its surgeons models. I did have to turn over my hospital email and all clinical logs for an audit, passed, obviously. But the IT guy has now entered himself as Team Neutral, Go Sports, in his Zoom handle. If you're wondering how it feels to eat lunch while an entire canteen faces the other direction, pretty bleak. After a week, I realized if I wanted company I'd have to talk to the janitors, who, by the way, give the best relationship advice. Top tip from Sushil: next man, boss, get one who never blocks phone, landline boyfriend, problem solve. But I did actually make friends with one of the new interns, Ramesh, who is socially clueless enough not to care about the drama. He asked me if I was the meme girl. When I said yes, he replied, "Cool. Want to see a video of my dog?" I did. It was a golden retriever in a stethoscope. We've had lunch every day since, and he doesn't treat me like I'm contagious. Silver linings, I guess? Big shift. The chief, the diplomatic softy, finally announced new ground rules. All interpersonal disputes must go to mediation committee, no exceptions, and no more redding about colleagues. 2 people snorted so hard they had to leave the room. Next bomb, we're being forced into mandatory professional conduct training, led by the hospital psychologist, who is about 12 and gives everyone homework titled Emotional Fortitude. The irony would kill me if my emotional fortitude wasn't a little shredded already. Here's the kicker. After 3 weeks of radio silence, I got an email. Not from my ex-fiancé, but from his younger sister. She wanted to set the record straight and sent me a long, heartfelt note. Turns out, about a week before the wedding, his family was approached by another matchmaker claiming I had serious behavioral red flags, the phrase actually quoted. The matchmaker provided them pages of WhatsApp rumors and printouts of various screenshots, some real, some doctored. She never named Mira, but sourced it back to concerned friends in the medical community. His family, very conservative, panicked. They did reach for the subcased excuse, which had honestly never been an issue. My ex-fiancé, according to his sister, was beyond devastated, but, classic him, chose not to fight his parents. His sister apologized, but says he's now engaged too. Wait for it. Someone introduced by the same matchmaker. I guess I lost this round of Indian medical matchmaker, Extreme Edition. I've started documenting every weird thing that happens, just in case anyone tries to pin another complaint on me. I enrolled in a part-time master's in clinical psychology. If you can't beat 'em, join 'em, I guess. I'm applying for jobs at other hospitals, but the contract means I have to serve another 9 months. Not that I'm counting. I'm still speaking to my therapist, who, incidentally, wishes I'd learned the concept of radical acceptance. I told her I'm aiming for radical escape instead. I know, this started out as a train wreck, and somehow I'm now the official workplace cautionary tale. Was I wrong to confront Mira? Yeah, probably, and I actually told her in writing. Did Mira and others talk behind my back? Yes, but I wasn't exactly an angel either. All I can do is, A. Apologize, B. Try to be less unhinged, and, C. Not feed the Reddit drama monster anymore. Except for, this update. Sorry/you're welcome, questions, bets on my adulthood success, or requests for Sushil's relationship tips are all welcome. I won't be updating again unless something absolutely insane happens. But based on my luck? Could be next week. Let me start by saying, I did not plan to return. But when your workplace is part soap opera, part amateur detective agency, and part HR-sponsored escape room, you have to say something. Here we go. So, Mediation Committee, Day 1. Picture 9 overworked doctors, 2 HR folks, 1 psychologist who's clearly regretting her career, and a huge urn of watery coffee. Per chief's orders, everyone with interpersonal issues had to show up, which meant the whole department, because newsflash, apparently, several of my coworkers had other beefs no one bothered to mention. Turns out, Sandeep and Arjun have been feuding about parking for months, Shilpi's been passive-aggressively switching people's chairs, and someone, still unsolved, started using the emergency duty phone for personal Tinder calls. Anyway, when it was my turn, I'd rehearsed my "I'm sorry, I was struggling, I see that now" speech. But then Mira, very calm, very pregnant, stood up, said she forgave me, and, this floored me, apologized for talking behind my back. I swear, you could hear Sushil the janitor gasp from the hallway. There were actual tears, mine, not Mira's. She's a steel trap. We awkwardly hugged. HR lost their collective minds. Mediation progress, achieved. Except for one tiny hiccup. A week after Peace Talks 2024, HR received an anonymous letter with screenshots from, you guessed it, Reddit. But not the posts, they were Reddit convos between Zara and someone called Fight the Haters 67. The letter accused me of weaponizing social media to manufacture sympathy and discredit valued staff. Plot twist, not my account. Our IT intern, who's now part of what I jokingly call the drama response team, did some digital sleuthing. We figured out Fight the Haters 67 was Mira's distant cousin from Canada. Hi, if you're reading this, please stop emailing HR. Mira handled it by holding a department-wide "Can we stop now?" pizza party. I'm still Team Mira on pineapple pizza. If you haven't keeled over in disbelief, here's more. My ex-fiancé, yes, the mentor, the original matchmaker app Wonder Boy, showed up outside the hospital. In person. I hadn't seen him since the wedding that wasn't. His new fiancé was apparently not a match made in heaven. They broke it off after the families clashed over the same subcased issue. Karmic justice, anyone? He came too. Wait for it. Returned my Netflix password and apologized for how things went down. He admitted he was pressured, he regretted not calling me, and he'd heard about my meltdown from every auntie on Facebook. He also gave me a box of pineapple pastries. Inside joke, I used to say only serial killers like pineapple on sweets, with a note that just said, sorry for all of it. I honestly felt nothing. Not anger, not love, just a drawing of SpongeBob on a box of cheap sweets, and that was closure. He left, we both blocked each other, and my therapist says I finally closed an open gestalt. Whatever, doc. She also loved the pastry story. After months of lurking, half the department, including the chief, just quietly left the toxic hospital WhatsApp group and formed a new, strictly clinical work, updates only channel. No more memes, no prayer circles, no Zara watch 2K24. My meme girl infamy disappeared overnight. Thank the algorithm gods. My friendship with Ramesh, the dog video intern, blossomed. We started running together in the mornings. He has no filter. When I told him my whole story, he just said, lol, next time just elope. He's a keeper. As a friend. Internet, calm down. Mira had a beautiful, healthy baby girl. She texted me pictures, wanted me to know, in her words, we're all trying to move on. You should too. I showed my therapist. Progress. The janitors, my real hospital family at this point, threw me a mini birthday party last week. Sushil announced a new piece of advice: don't use phone for fight. Use mouth for food. Bless you, my dude. Dad's doing breathing exercises, mom is involved in 3 WhatsApp prayer groups, none involve my name, apparently, a win. My cousin secretly sent my Reddit stories, all of them, to my sister in Delhi, who called to laugh and confessed, this is why I married an accountant. I was ready for another 9 months of this circus, but out of nowhere, I got an offer from a teaching hospital in Bangalore. They'd seen my research, my work in psych, and, thank you, fate, appreciated resilience in challenging environments. I signed. I'm moving in 1 month. Mediation worked. Mira and I found awkward peace. Ex-fiancé drama got a coda, not getting back together. Somewhat internet famous, but nobody cares anymore, which is heaven. New job. New city. Sushil's wisdom in my pocket, pineapple pastries in my memory. If anyone's still rooting for my adulthood, Ramesh and I are open to dog pics and Bangalore restaurant recs. And Mira, if you're lurking, congrats again, you're a legend, absolutely wild update incoming. Because, yes, somehow things got even crazier, and, for once, a little awesome. So, packing for Bangalore was supposed to be straightforward: textbooks, 2 stethoscopes, a city guide, my dignity in shreds, and enough pineapple pastries to never trust another fruit again. But as I started winding down my life here, the universe decided it wasn't done with the Zara cinematic universe. Prepare for a ride, everyone, because, I swear, my life is turning into a medical version of Succession crossed with Mean Girls, and a splash of Scrubs. Days before I was set to leave, the hospital held a routine quarterly review. I thought I'd fly under the radar, but Chief ambushed me. "You're up for the Service Excellence Award." I thought he was trolling me. Sushil, janitor/wise sage/all-around legend, let slip that the interns had submitted my name for helping out during a mass casualty late-night shift. The one-time low-profile Zara tried to quietly do her job actually paid off. Cue applause, awkward nods from old nemesis, and my first nice photo in the staff WhatsApp group. Caption: "Good luck, Dr. Meme." I'm not saying all was forgiven, but when Mira quietly gave me a congratulatory hug in front of everyone, it shut down the gossip factory for a whole 24 hours. Remember the HR anonymous complaints? Well, the new HR manager, ex-army, no sense of humor, discovered something spectacularly dumb. The letter writer was none other than the former HR assistant, who was using anonymous tips to try to frame both me and Mira, attempting to curry favor with upper management. She's now gone. Group chat morale restored. For the record, I did not gloat, at least not out loud. I did not expect to see my ex again, but doused in poetic timing, he texted me because he'd seen the hospital award on LinkedIn. Not to rekindle anything, but to apologize again, and to let me know he's seeing a therapist, his mom's idea, apparently, and wanted to thank me for teaching him emotional boundaries. I tried not to snark, accepted his apology, and told him, for real, to enjoy his Netflix account. Boundary status, finally intact. Growth. Mira invited me, and a few staffers, over for chai and to meet her new daughter. I almost bailed, but Sushil bullied me into it. "Go. Baby, bring luck. Try again." It was awkward, but weirdly healing. Mira and I even joked about pineapple pizza. We're not friends, but we're adults, and her banana bread changed my life. She even joked, "If you ever blog this, use my real name, it deserves some dignity." She's getting a thank you note and an actual gift for her kid. On my last day, someone tried to prank me by putting a pineapple pastry in my locker with a note, "Parting gift. Don't sue." Instead of a meltdown, I ate it in front of the entire staff room, announced, "Tastes like freedom," and everyone cheered, genuinely, not sarcastically. Ramesh filmed it and sent me the video later, with the caption, "That's character development." I sent it to my therapist who replied, "That's progress." Next up, actual fruit salad. Right before I moved, I got coffees with the 2 most notorious gossips at work, the aunties, who actually admitted they'd heard a lot of the worst stories about me from bored ex-staffers who never even met me. For the first time, I laughed about it. They even asked for my new Bangalore hospital's WhatsApp group so they could stay informed. I politely declined. I moved, unpacked, and immediately started eating my feelings at every dosa shop I could find. My new hospital is massive, but the vibe is refreshingly normal. Nobody cares about subcastes or exes, and the only drama involves who makes the strongest coffee in the break room. My new colleagues are, shockingly, actual adults. One even admitted she'd read about my Reddit saga and deadpanned, "Honestly, you made our old hospital sound like Grey's Anatomy set in a reality show." She asked for Sushil's best tip. I passed along. No fight in cafeteria. Kitchen have knives. I finished my first term in the clinical psychology program and used my own life as a case study for boundary repair and trauma adaptation. My professor gave it an A. Therapy is actually working? Ramesh's golden retriever is now my pseudo-godchild, pet child? And I Zoom call them when homesick. Sushil WhatsApps me every Monday. No new drama? Bangalore boring? Okay. Here's the kicker. Someone from a mid-level publishing house emailed me after the Dr. Meme thing got passed around med Twitter. They suggested I write a book about navigating professional relationships, resilience, and workplace reputation. I almost choked on my Vada pav. I haven't committed yet, but my therapist insists it's empowering to narrate your own story before others do. I'm drafting the proposal. Yes, I'll change the names. 6 months ago, I thought my life had collapsed, wedding trashed, career in shambles, reputation shot. Now? I have a new city, a degree in progress, a friendship with my former nemesis that borders on civil, actual closure with an ex, group chats that are meme-free, and maybe a book deal in the making. TLDR, survived corporate hospital chaos, HR sabotage, and viral memes. Apologized where needed, moved on with most folks, including Mira. Got an award, grew some boundaries, switched cities. Might write the book you'll find on a clearance rack someday. No more pineapple pastries, unless Sushil visits. Thanks, Reddit, for following the madness. And to those still trapped in medical workplace games, hang in there. If I can dig my way out, you absolutely can too. I promise, unless my book hits #1 or I accidentally end up on another workplace meme, this is my last update.